Hey everyone, welcome to another round table here at NQC Absolute Gospel, and we are here with none other than the legendary Lanny Wolfe and Dusty.
Wells.
Dusty Wells. Everybody knows
The one
Dusty.
and only
the
Dusty
only one,
Wells.
Dusty. It's like everybody knows who Dusty is. Dusty Wells.
Yeah.
Just
And
kidding.
so that's so funny. I just call him Dusty all the
Yes,
time. I don't go
we've
Dusty
known
Wells.
each other a long time.
I know, it's like Dusty. It's like
Dusty.
anyway.
There's only
The
one
amazing.
Dusty.
There's only one Dusty. You cannot
that
replace
should
Dusty.
y'all ought to be pretty glad of that. I tell you, Bev,
anyway.
it's it just hit me. I'm sitting here.
Yes.
I worked with the best of artists,
Yeah.
but I'm sitting here tonight with one of my heroes. I mean that. I mean, this is one of my true heroes of the faith. He was my, I everybody knows I write for your call. I write for Absolute
Yes.
Gospel, and I just shared my testimony the other day in
it's
the
awesome.
last issue.
Oh, my
I was a
gosh.
14-year-old kid, got saved on a bus ministry program. The first thing the couple did that led me to the Lord, horrible abused life.
Right.
But the first thing the couple did was take me to their house and introduce me to Christian music. And Jesus knows, it was the Lanny Wolfe Trio and the Rambos and the Downings. And that music. Lanny was my best friend back there. I was 14 years old in Twin Falls, Idaho. He didn't even know it, but that was my best
You
friend.
didn't even know him, but
He
you're
didn't know.
your best.
But I
Yeah,
would go home. I can remember I read something today about that journal entry I had as a kid.
Wow.
Oh, that was great.
And I
was.
quoted a part of the song, "Only Jesus Can Satisfy Your Soul."
Beautiful.
This is, Lanny was out there writing these great songs. And I love that here he is, a few years later,
Just
and
a-
he's still writing the songs,
So you were 14, and I wrote that song when I was 18.
which blows
Oh
my
my
mind. And I
gosh.
would sing that song over. I remember one of the first songs I sang in church. I used to think I was called to be a singer. I wasn't. But what God told
never
me,
know.
but God did speak to me. I remember I was 27, 28. He said, "What I want you to do." I remember I wanted to sing, and I remember singing Lanny Wolfe's song at a park bench in San Antonio, Texas.
Wow.
And I was singing. I was at a very broken place in my life, and I remember singing, "Whatever it takes." There's a voice calling me from an old rugged tree. Whatever it takes. And I started, and I thought, and I remember God speaking to me specifically, as only He can in our spirits.
Right.
Sure.
And He said, "Dusty, I called you to help take this music out to a hurting world." And I find it so interesting. The music that I love to help take out is the music that helped me
Right.
when I was 14.
Isn't that cool?
That's amazing.
So I love what Lanny does, and I want to hear what you're doing now. I know you're doing a ton of stuff still, but you have the trio for. And if I'll tell you what I love, if you need to go to Lanny Wolfe, no, it's Paradigm.
ParadigmMusic.net or LannyWolfe.com.
music.com.
Okay.
The music from the
Yes.
trio, the original trio, Dave and Marita and Lanny.
It's all there.
It's everything is there, and it's up digitally now, which I love.
Wow, that's
But I
awesome.
still buy physical. You
Yeah.
can go and get all of the physical because there's something about that
Holding
physical.
That CD, right?
Yeah, exactly right.
I like that.
I love
Or
that.
the album and all
So,
that stuff.
Lanny and I have been in contact for years and years, but it's just been in the last couple of years that we've been able to do some great work together, and there's some other great things coming.
Yes.
so-
Can't wait.
Lanny, I just want you to tell a little bit of your journey from the Bible college, and I don't.
So how long is this interview?
No.
5 hours?
I don't know. I want you just to say, everybody knows he taught. You had some of the greatest music conferences at the college. Then you left, and you've never stopped since
I've never
leaving.
stopped.
Tell a little bit about what you're doing now.
Okay, so I left Jackson College of Ministries in 93.
Yep.
So that would have been 93, 2000, a few years ago, okay?
I just love this.
Yes. First of all, I don't think age.
I
I
don't
don't
either.
think numbers.
No.
I just think I have a job to do, and I get up every morning. I'm busy. I'm as busy now as I've ever
I
been in my
know.
whole life. Yes.
The
And
trio is back traveling.
trio we just sang in
Which is
Chicago this
incredible.
Wow.
The
Sunday
original.
3
That is
services.
so cool.
I work at a church in Liberty, Texas,
Uh-huh.
and what's cool about that is the pastor and his wife were both students of mine at Jackson College of Ministry.
Wow, what a circle.
So whenever, so,
It's like-
and what's funny is like, so the pastor's wife made chorale, he didn't, pastor didn't make chorale, and he tells me that like, he looked for his name on the choir list, and he couldn't even find it, so he came to me and I said, well, just sing anything. Now, I can't believe that I did that. I mean, I'm very detailed. I can't believe I just said, sing anything. So
That's
he
funny.
went over to the bass section, and he came back to me, and he said, that's too low for me. I said, just sing tenor. I mean, I can't believe I did that.
As picky as you
As picky
are,
as I am.
that surprises me.
Yeah, and so I have to trust him because he's a preacher, and secondly, he signs my check.
That's exactly right. So he could be just making it up.
He
No,
could
I'm
just be making it up. So anyway, the arrangement I have with this church is anytime I'm not someplace else, I'm there, which is
I
just
love
a
it.
wonderful
I love it.
arrangement.
That's a
you know.
really nice arrangement.
And I
Very
love
open.
them. So we have all this camaraderie of all the students that they knew,
Yeah.
that we all know. So
Yeah.
it's really nice. And, you know, it's like we've gone through this process of digitizing all our products.
Which has been for years. You
That-
know.
that's good.
Long
That
overdue.
takes a little while.
Oh, yeah.
just because of,
But you know, when you think about Lanny Wolfe, you think about songs, surely the presence of the Lord.
yes.
Last night at convention, when he walked up there, and that audience, when I heard the audience,
Yes.
7,000 people
Yes.
sing.
Sing.
Surely the
Beautiful.
presence of the Lord is in this
Yes.
place. More than wonderful. Won him Songwriter of the Year, won Grammys, Doves.
Yeah.
The songs that he's written have been, they've always been
Powerful.
out there, but now they're out there to a whole new generation. And it's fun
That's
to
great.
see
Yes.
that music.
Transcend.
And people are still loving it. I
Right.
love Greater Vision, just recorded Someone is
Oh.
Praying for You.
That was awesome.
So they say it this morning. It was the first time I've heard them. I
Oh.
hadn't heard their cut. It was so so beautiful.
I had people come up to me afterwards and said, I needed to hear that song today.
Yeah. It touched my heart.
That's what the power of music does. And to know that Lanny Wolfe's music is available and it's out there. And then he's still writing.
Oh yes, it's
He's
like
still writing.
It's like, why stop, right?
Yeah.
I'm writing. I'm writing as much as I've ever written.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
Pastor last Sunday preached a sermon, and his sermon title was "I can't tell you what it is, because if I tell you what it is, you'll write it." So
And
anyway,
he's not going to share right
it
now.
was just 2 words, and it just grabbed my
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
So now I'm wrestling with all the lines on this new song,
wow.
but it's like I never know when God's going to drop something in my spirit, and when He does, I just do the same thing I've always done. I've always been careful to make sure that before the song is birthed, it has to have all the right lines. It has to have no filler words, no filler lines. Dusty knows this.
Oh,
In other words, before it's ever released, before it's ever birthed, before the public ever hears it, it's exactly what it ought to be. I've never released something like, well, maybe, no. This is exactly what it needs to be before they're ever going to hear it. So I'm really excited about just all the new stuff I'm working on. And we've got a new go-around of products that we're going to digitize.
Yep.
The compilation projects, all the rest of the
We're
Christmas
going to
ones.
put together a Christmas compilation. But
Yeah.
Lanny, I mean, his music to me, it's not genre specific. It's heart music. You know, I talk about heart
Yeah,
music
heart
all the
music
time.
all the time,
That I
yes.
don't like genres. I just,
Right.
you know.
It's like
but
what moves you.
It's music that moves you. And it
All the way
touches
back
you.
to Heartwarming.
Heartwarming,
Oh,
which is one of my
man.
favorite labels.
Oh, yeah. I loved it.
That
Gerald
was-
Wolfe and I have
remember
talked
that.
many a times that
I remember
when you
that.
said heartwarming, you knew what that was.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
get it.
You knew what that music was.
Right,
And
right.
I'm glad that we're along on this journey with him to
So
get this
exciting.
music back out there. He's still doing choir stuff.
Oh yes, and so
I mean-
I wrote a new song called Dusty Knows It, How Excellent Your Mighty Name,
Oh, I love this.
which
story.
it comes from Tchaikovsky's Sixth Symphony. Okay?
Oh my
Da 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 da. One of the most beautiful
Yeah.
melodies in the world.
Wow.
And when I heard that, so I heard it when I was working on my first degree in music, San Jose State University, 1967. Okay? So I heard it, And I thought, whoa. And then over 50 years, I've forgotten about it because I was too busy writing songs. Okay. so just recently, I had a piano. I give a few lessons because I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
You know, I'm actually more of a teacher than I'm a songwriter. So I was giving this lesson to one of my students that I've been giving lessons for like 5 years. And so on page such and such in his piano series book was da-da, simplified version. Da, 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 in the key of D, which I can't do that. I'll put it in a different key. Da, da, da. And when I saw that, it jumped off the page.
Oh, wow.
And so I wrote this. I wrote it, and then
man.
I shared it with Chris Deegan, World Harvest Church in Columbus. He did an arrangement of it, and then I took that arrangement. I sent it to Gospel Music Workshop of America, which some people would know as James Cleveland Gospel Music. And they loved it, and they loved it so much that I did it with their choir, mass choir, last year, and they wanted to bring it back this year, 2 years in a row.
That's awesome.
And then Bradley Knight did an arrangement. Oh,
So it's
anyway.
exciting.
Man.
It's so
So
exciting.
now I'm working on a new song from another Tchaikovsky,
That he's not going to tell you.
and I'm not telling you which one it came from. You just have to wait and see.
Oh, yes, for sure. There's a lot to anticipate.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
lots.
Because
lots.
In classical music, there's a lot of great melodies.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't get it, I don't understand it." But if you know, it's like people who don't like math. It's because they don't understand it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
As a teacher, I taught 8th graders like, they don't get it. Well, because they never did get it. Okay. You like things that you understand.
Right.
So people who have studied classical music, they can hear it differently. And so I hear it and I say, no, that's too good to just put in a classical arena. When
Yeah.
I think Tchaikovsky, he wrote the 6th Symphony in 1893,
Oh, wow.
and 9 days after it premiered, he died. Okay, thank you for holding out that long, Tchaikovsky.
Yeah, right.
So, like what? 130 years later, would he have ever imagined that that God gave him would be with gospel words? God would say, that's too good just to be classical.
No.
So there is lots
There's
going
so
on with
much
Lanny
going-
Wolfe. Lots and lots and lots.
There's so much. We could be here
I
like
know.
5 hours, like
I
you said,
know.
Oh,
and
yes.
just talk and talk and talk. I enjoyed our conversation the other day.
It was
that
fabulous.
I can't wait to hear what that song's going to come out
Yep,
to. We made
yep.
a little note.
Yep.
We're not going to share that. I'm going to wait to hear it.
Yes, we don't want anybody else to
Thank
get a
you,
jump on it.
Bev. Thank
You're
you so much for
welcome,
letting us come
Dusty.
on and
Oh
talk
my
about
gosh, thank
Lanny,
you for
his life,
bringing
his
Lanny.
music. We
Oh.
love
This
him.
is so wonderful.
Yeah, so
And
thank you so
can't
much.
wait to help share the
yeah,
good news.
yes,
And
yeah,
and
yeah.
just get it out
We'll
on
be in touch.
Absolutely Gospel
Yeah.
and all that good stuff.
I
So-
appreciate what Absolutely Gospel does.
This was more than wonderful.
There it is. More
There we
than
go.
wonderful.
Oh,
There
this
it
is good.
That's good.
So let's close
Thank
out
you.
there.
All
Close
right.
us out.
Thank you all for watching Absolutely Gospel. Thank you, Bev. Thank you. Your staff is always so amazing. I love working alongside of you and being with
You do a
y'all.
great job.
And I appreciate that you want to take this great heart music and put it out there.
Oh,
thank you.
You're welcome.
All
and
right.
thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, and
Oh,
thank
right.
you.
Thank you,
Thank
Lanny,
you.
so much. Oh my gosh, what an honor.
It's
Until
okay.
next time, this is Bev,
Dusty.
Lanny.
and we'll catch you next time around the round table on Absolutely Gospel. Thanks for tuning in.